No fine print, just follow through. That's the guarantee that we give you. We want to see you be seen, to be heard, to have your message get through. And if what we're doing for you isn't showing the results that we're going to explain to you specifically why it is, we'll keep working for free until it does. You see, here's the thing. We understand exactly what you need to have the visibility, because visibility is what's going to then allow you to move to the things that are really, truly going to get you paid. And we believe in and know what we're doing so well that we're willing to guarantee it. We want to do it for you. We want you to show up and to see the things that you need to see in this world, to do and be the things that you're meant to be in this world. I'm so excited to do that for you. Hi, my name's Steve Kidd. I am a third-generation minister, international best-selling author of 39 books and counting. Over the course of the last nearly 40 years now, oh my gosh, I'm old, I've had the wonderful privilege of working with so many people, multi-million-dollar clients, but also people that are stay-at-home moms, small business owners, things like that. And over the course of all those, the last 20 or so years, I've been working with authors, helping them. We've worked with over 5,000 authors now, and we have a 100% success making people's books bestsellers, but also with showing you exactly what you need to do in order to be seen, to be heard, and to get paid. Because ultimately, that's what you want to do. Now, here's the thing. There's really no money in your book. And that's good, actually. I love how Seth Godin put it. He said, if you want to write your book to make money, then don't. But if you want to make money, you absolutely have to have a book. You see, if you can position in your mind the concept of your book. Okay, now I've got two of my own books here that are just sitting on my desk. All right. One's a little bigger than the other. All right. This book is actually the one we're right in the middle of rewriting. We're almost ready to re-release it. And it's not going to be quite this big, but it'll be closer. Magnetized Media, I was privileged to work with my good friend Willie J, and we put that out. But now if you take these books, all right, and you think of them as really, really powerful landing pages, not just business cards. Now, we've heard too many of it. Okay, so I happen to have a business card here on my desk today. Here's a business card from one of my affiliates, one of my collaborators that I work with. Okay, business card. All right. Now, the business card, we tend to do that with it, right? Throw it on our desk. All right. Now, our books may sit on our desk. Okay. Your books may even be like this book that just got sent to me, but I haven't, I've just opened the top of it to see what it was. But other than that, you haven't gotten to read it yet. But the difference between a business card, okay, business cards tend to sometimes make it into the circular file. Books almost never do. We almost feel like we're bad people if we throw away books. It's like we're, being Nazis and we're burning books or something like that. Now, a book might make it into a free day bin, a free bin at a garage sale. It might get donated, those kind of things. They even sometimes get passed down to people. Like, for example, I had just a ton of collection of books, and most all of them my youngest son Alex actually has now. It's just the nature. It's just the way it is with books. They stick around. Now let's take the next step with that and think about your book not as being, a business card. Okay. And we've for years used phrases like, your book is really just a very expensive business card, but I want you to think of it more as a really great landing page. Okay, so you're familiar with a landing page. You go to, and most of the time it's an ad. You're like on Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that, and somebody sends you to a landing page, right? And then there is, and typically, let's be real, there's this massive amount of scrolling content, and about halfway through you get bored, okay? And most people that create landing pages will tell you, you got to have a whole bunch of buttons so that people can just jump down to it. And let's get to it, right? But the concept behind a landing page, okay, so we started off the top of that funnel with some kind of ad or really great post on LinkedIn or something like that that got the person's attention to get them to click on the link. All right. That's, really normally how you get to a landing page. Okay. Landing pages aren't really the one, maybe from like a radio show, you would say, go to getmagnetizedmedia.com, which is where, Willie and I's Magnetized Media book, the landing page for that. So, it's one of those kind of ways, though. We get to that landing page, and then we have something that's going to take you between 30 seconds to maybe at the most 2 minutes. If it starts going longer than that, let's face it, we just don't read that much anymore. But the concept is I want to have you be so excited because you heard me on the podcast, you looked at the ads, you saw the video, the whatever, and you're here and you're kind of excited about the concept of this. And I want to just really juice you up so that you will go down to the bottom and click on the button and buy whatever the thing is. All right. And that's what a landing page is for. And then we have all kinds of marketing strategies that we use with landing pages. You have a bump offer that it's like, just put a check here and you can add another $7 or $27 to your order and get this other really cool thing. Just as a side note for somebody that if you're creating a landing page, a great bump order is like a video that just basically tells them everything that, like if we were doing a book, especially tells them everything that your program was going to tell them. Here's the cheat sheet. Here's the cliff notes. Okay. Those are great bump orders. Okay. But then you go to the next page and then there's an upsell. Oh, hey, if you liked that, how about this? You might want it too. Oh, hey, if you liked that, and there's one methodology in marketing that basically says just keep offering it to them over and over and over again until they squeak, until they won't take the next up level. Okay. That's a landing page. Now let's think about your book. You've got and it doesn't matter. The book could be 20 pages long. 25 in order to be printed, but it could be, the book Marketing in 1,000 Words or Less, great book, 999 words, literally 6 pages in ebook form. It's not printable because your book needs to be about 25 pages. There's some exceptions to that if you're doing a children's book, but for the most part, about 25 pages to print. You've got all of that time to be able to build a relationship with the person, to give to them. Okay. My book that I wrote, How Can I Help You Today? Radical generosity. Give first with no expectation, no thought in your own mind of what can I do to get something out of it for me? Okay. And we can do that. And then over the course of that, and it could be short, it could be something you could read in 15 minutes. It could be a little longer, something that takes you like a whole hour. If you're going to go to the longer books that are going to take an hour or 2 hours, then you're going to want to have some stop points in there and probably some little mini offers in there, just giving you all these free secrets about your book. Because the truth of the matter is these days there's so much competition that we're now on the race to the bottom for book writing that we were 15-ish years ago, maybe 10, somewhere in that neighborhood with websites. Back in the day, back in 1996, when I first started working for Alvius, I own that company now, but I started out there actually just as a salesperson and then became the operations manager. We were dial-up internet. And the owner of the company even said, mystery equals margin. We can charge for things that people don't know how they work, pretty much anything that we can get the person to pay. I'm not sure that I really totally agree with that ideology, but that is the concept. So, sorry, that phone totally threw me off. So the whole concept is that we want to build a relationship with the person to earn the right. We buy from people that we know, like, and trust. So if we give to them first, if we radically are generous, if we really truly pour into people, then at the end of that, we can say, hey, here's the next step. Next step could be as simple as, here's another book for you to get. This is the next book in the series. All right. It could be hey, come join my community. Come do this thing. Okay. It's an invitation for them to join in with you. All right. So if you think about your book as that really working landing page versus, you talk to them for 30 seconds in writing and you do all these flashy lights and stuff and you try to really get their dopamine going so that they push the button and hope that they don't regret it and hope that they don't charge back. That's one of the reasons why a lot of times people will have their ad go to a webinar, because then they're going to spend, they're going to give you this free training. Okay. And I have a free training thing that I have available, that we put together and all of that. And that's the whole concept behind it. For years I did the Write Your Bestseller in 1 hour workshop, and it still works really well. And to some extent, I'm positioning it more these days as here, let me tell you everything. And then at the end of that, let me give you the GPTs that I created so that you can just, you can just literally write your book. Okay. Because it's the marketing. It's the what are you going to do with it that's going to allow you to be seen. And when you're seen, with clarity of messaging. Remember our 3 C's: clarity, connection, consistency. When you're seen consistently, wanting to connect and help the people, that's when you're going to make the impact. And that's when people are going to know you, they're going to like you, they're going to trust you, and then they're going to want to spend money with you. And so what do we need to do? Well, then if our book is really the landing page that we want to be promoting, then what we really need to be doing is getting people to get our book and getting our book the exposure it needs. That's where I come in. I have a system completely built for you to allow you the capability to be able to keep your book in the algorithm. We guarantee it. Okay, just like I've made 100% of the 5,000 people that I've worked with bestsellers, we can do the things, and we know absolutely what algorithmically works to be able to keep your book in that thing. We made another book, Michael Warner's book. You may have seen the live that I did with him a couple of days ago. His book, now a #1 international bestseller. I did a post just before I went live here, about half an hour ago, if you're listening live, that, literally talks about the fact that he was a bestseller. And I show the receipts. Here is the bestseller with, the #1 and the blah, blah, blah. Okay. That is absolutely where you launch your book. And we can do that, and we guarantee it. And if you've never been on the bestseller list, or if it's been a long time since you've been on the bestseller list, let's get you there. But really, especially during this holiday season, during this time when people are going to spend money, let's take the time and really get you the visibility that you deserve on that book. Let's turn that book into that massively powerful landing page that makes people, okay, so you're saying, well, I wrote a fiction book. How is that a landing page? Even more so. We want that story to be fun and interesting and engaging, and we want them. You know what it's like. You can't wait for your favorite author to bring out their next book. And if they cliffhanged us at the end of the book, even more so. But, complete standalone books, even if you're talking like a children's book, that's, maybe 15 or 20 pages, when your kid loves that author and the way, I mean, that's why Dr. Seuss was so popular, is because it made the children laugh and it engaged with them and all the funny little creatures that he, kind of drew that were all weird looking. And they were excited for the next one to come out. Landing page. You spent all that time to make them what Seth Godin, again, to quote him, what Seth Godin calls a raving fan. And we'd rather have 100 raving fans than 10,000 people who could care less. Our book allows us to do that like nothing else will. And we've got the system to make you visible. So DM the word amplify or put a comment, that says the word amplify, and let's get you seen right now. Because being seen, being visible is when you're going to be valuable. And when you're valuable, that's when you're going to get paid. You have to have the clear message. You need to share it consistently. And you need to connect. And that all becomes the most true when it comes to all the time and the effort and the part of your energy and your heart and your soul that you put into helping people and getting that book out. Now let's keep that book visible and let's get you paid. Yeah, maybe you won't make the money off of the book. Maybe the money is going to come from the next thing. Whether the next thing is your next book or the next thing is your, amazingly cool program. But we need the system in place for you to do that. And we've got that system in place, so much so that we guarantee it. Our guarantee is this: if we don't show you the movement and the visibility like we're talking about, we'll keep doing it for free until it works. Because you can buy promises anywhere. Every single solitary landing page, offer, live, whatever that you're ever going to see is going to promise you things. But guarantees are rare, especially guarantees from people who have 100% success at what they're doing and still are willing to put their tushy on the line and say, hey, if for some reason I blew it, I guarantee we'll keep doing it until you get exactly what we promised. That's my guarantee to you. So DM the word amplify right now. Let's get you going. Let's get you seen, heard, and lead to the things that are going to get you paid. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I hope you are happy, safe, warm, and loved. And then until we're together again next time, you have a great week.